3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and here is today's comic. We'll zoom way out here. Naomi, number 6. Brian Michael Bendis, I think it's Brad Walker, Jamal Campbell. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Naomi up front. You can pretty much... You can see this arm right up here. You can just imagine it's holding a cell phone, taking a selfie. These two are posing, looking at probably also someone taking pictures. This is modern comics. It's all about self-aggrandizing. Look at pose in front of the camera. Look how awesome we are. It's all about being cool and awesome. It's not about being humble. It's not about setting yourself aside for the greater good. That's what true heroism is, sacrifice. This character doesn't sacrifice dick. Excuse my language. Joining me today, as always, I got Stan the Man, the godfather of comics. Stan, what's up, buddy? You're supposed to keep the drink full. How am I supposed to do these reviews? My mouth gets parched. His pal Forky, he's here because he recognizes trash, and that's what this comic is trash. If you saw my review, I've done a review of every single issue so far, and I was trying to be fair. I was trying to be objective. I actually said this book was getting better and better with each issue. It started off really weak, but then 2 got a little better, 3 got a little... 4 was like kind of intriguing. I got to hand it to. There's a few parts I was okay. And then 5 just jumped off a cliff. A ton of exposition, pure Mary Sue writing, just a character who's perfect in every way, no faults, gets their powers by basically just being them. They're just, oh, look, I'm awesome. I was born to have godly powers. Kind of like Superman, actually, if you want to hold it to it. Superman is slightly different, though, in the sense that we read Superman stories, the good Superman stories of the past. We'll see Clark, young Clark, growing up, learning how to be Superman, going through faults, etc., etc. If you read like Superman Year 1 right now, you can get on the shelf. I know it's not 100% canonically accurate telling of Superman. There's been many, but it gets you a little bit of insight of what it was like to be a kid. In Frank Miller's version, Clark makes mistakes. He doesn't do everything perfectly. He's feeling his life out. But in this book, Naomi is just perfect, right? The only thing wrong with her is that she doesn't know who she is, and she believes that she's something amazing, and the whole time, the first 4 issues of the book is her just being like, I think I'm someone special. Superman came to this town 17 years ago. Something happened. That was when I was adopted. Yada, yada, yada. It had to be about her, of course. She's so self-centered that, of course, the biggest event in the history of the town she grows up in, of course it has to be about her. And because it's postmodern comics, she's right. It was about her. So this narcissistic, all about me girl that, Superman, of course it's me. And of course it is. It's just a mere reflection of the people writing these books. It's a joke. Now here we see, of course, all the classic super characters, Superman the most, in the furthest background. Very symbolic of what this new DC is. Brian Michael Bendis putting his stamp on with his characters in the forefront and everyone else fading in the background. Of course, Naomi, front and center. None of these people are in this book. None of them have anything to do with this. This is just saying Naomi is now front and center of the DC universe. Like it or go home, bigot. Young Justice isn't in this book at all. They're not referenced. This is just, like I said, it's just pure visual sort of like prepping your mind, if you will. Grooming you. I like that term, grooming. We were left off last time. Super bad guy showed up with Naomi, and now we cut. What's going on? Well, I don't know. Come into my garage, start pointing fingers. That's how you get dead or worse. Like it's my fault you can't control your kid. That's how people get. Now Hawkman or someone is going to show up here and call the Thanagarian Council, and I'm going to have to beep boop. And he answers it, and the next thing we know, this is a weird cut here. I thought this was like, oh, is Midnighter showing up? Like, what's going on here? That's him. So he jumps on his bike. I don't know how he has a bike that can hold this behemoth, but and then we see a little pink-haired girl friend. It's unclear what the relationship is to Naomi. Just sitting in the lot where Naomi faced the super bad guy, and she's like, "Oh, what's going on? I don't know." And then Naomi's parents running. There she is. Good call, Greg. Annabelle, where's Naomi? Too much. It's just, I'm trying to stop her, but Annabelle. Get it together. Where's Naomi? You can do this. Calm yourself. Breathe. Focus. Really, dog? Really? Really? Hey. Come on. You gonna go out the door? You gonna stay? Go? Yeah. Always gotta make a cameo. She told me. She told me what happened. She told me about the cave. Good. So you know. That helps us. You're an alien from outer effing space. Where were you when Ugly McFugly showed up out of nowhere? Out of nowhere where? Ugly McFugly? Okay, so my best friend was just telling me how she's a super person, not from this earth, when there was a flashy light. Flashy light? Where? Annabelle, be more specific. There was a bright light, like right there. There really was one. And he just came through it. He? What happened? Where is she? We don't know, D. A lot's happened. Where is she? And you're here to help you. Right. You, silly one. What happened to Naomi? Oh, okay. Now you're here. I like this guy's my favorite. I want a comic book about him. It was right here. A whole world. A window like into another entire world. And then flashback, what happened? Oh my God. There's Mr. Ugly McFugly. The moment ain't lost on me either, girls. Sorry about my appearance. I can't help it. I kind of knew your mom and dad back in the day. But it was a lady named Akira sent me to get you. Akira? What the actual... Behind you, is that where I came from? Look at this dude is a monster. Look at how big he is. And so Naomi is what? 5.5 feet tall, maybe? That makes this guy like 10 feet tall. Like, this guy's like the size of the Incredible Hulk. I mean, he's just enormous. Keep this in mind. I can't hold it open forever, but I can't hold it open forever, but is a door from your world to your birth. Mount Olympus, the place of the gods where I come from. That's not actually written. That's just my interpretation. Nah, bye. And she just walks through the portal, and her friend's like, what? He looks back. Urgh. Oh my God. Anna, show me exactly where he was standing. Legit, where you're standing. Greg, you have to do something. And so they're trying to figure out what to do. And I'm just like here going, wait a second. So Naomi sees like a portal. That's where I'm from. And just, first of all, this guy looks like fucking demon from hell or something. This would freak anyone out. You'd piss your pants at the sight of this guy. Second, it's a portal to another world. Like, you would just walk through, bye, out of here, leave everything you know behind. You have no idea that where this actually goes. You have no reason to trust this guy. And even if he's telling the truth, you have no idea if he'll ever come back. There's not a second of hesitation for her. Not of like, oh, if I go, I'll never see my mom and dad again and my best friend and possibly lesbian lover that we don't actually talk about. Bye. Stupid. This character is the most unbelievable character. He's so self-centered. She doesn't care about her mom or dad or friends, all the people that raised her. This is the opposite of Superman. Remember I compared Superman in the beginning about being, kind of like the same thing. He's just born badass, but he didn't come into that. He still had to grow up and learn to be human and go through all the mistakes and still had trouble making decisions. That's what his mom and dad were good for. Mom and Pa Kent are way better parents than Ma and Pa Bendis here, that's just writing essentially their own life into this book. This character. Okay, so meanwhile, back the characters are trying to figuring things out. Mom's freaking out, blaming the dad, of course, because, it's his fault. It's like, we'll call someone. RI commands. Not sure I know the code anymore. Star Labs. Oh, I know Adam Strange. Name drop. Stupid. Why did she do that? Good question. That is a great question. The only person in this book that has any freaking sense is the pink-haired weirdo girl. Because it's where she is now. It maybe is where she belongs. It's not. It's not. She's not ready. She's not nearly ready for whatever is coming. Huh? She is. She's just a baby. Mind you, older woman experience, teenage kid, weirdo, pink hair, probably socially inept. But she knows everything. She's not. I mean, really, ma'am, she is so not. Oh, you told me. This is where I was born? Now we're at Naomi's world. I'm standing in it, the place where I was born. Destroyed. What the hell happened? Patefaction? Patefaction? I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know what that means. How much do you know of your home, kid? This is all... Oh my God. Nothing. I don't know anything. I flared up. You showed up. This is my home. What happened here? Who are you? I am Zumbado. Huh? I was a friend of your parents. What happened to them? Here's the thing. I get you want to find your parents. Parents are important. If you've never known your parents, and I can say this because I didn't have a father in my life. I decided a single parent. I didn't give two shits about my father. Not as didn't give two shits about a person as a human being, but I didn't have this feeling of oh my God, my father's out there somewhere. When someone's not in your life, they're a stranger to you. Yes, you have biological parents. You've never known them. Your parents are the people that raised you. They imprinted on you. It doesn't matter that they don't have your blood. You see them as mom and dad. But in the comic world, in this bad writing, there's this idea that just because someone's their biological parent, and you've never known them, but they matter so much to you. But you never had a chance to miss them. You have to know someone to miss them. I'm sorry, kid. They passed a long time ago. They died trying to protect this world from itself, but as you can see, there wasn't anything any of us could do. Where is everybody? Where are all the people? Is anybody alive? Alive? This is Earth. There's billions of people. They're all hiding. Where? Working, I assume. Everyone has a task, just like your Earth, except now it's as it should be. It's a lot to take in, huh? I don't even understand what's going on. How is it all it should be? The motivations of this character are so unclear. This Earth is obviously destroyed. Some cataclysmic things happen, fighting. But a good villain has motivations and things that drive them that you can understand. Bendis does not know how to do that. We've got, 19 issues of Superman so far. No one understands what Rogol Zaar is doing. He hates Kryptons. Maybe he blew up Krypton. Or he hates Kryptonians, I should say. Maybe he blew up Krypton. He hates Superman. He's trying to kill him. That's it. Don't know anything. Just a big monster dude. Look familiar? Big giant monster dude is ugly. Is this bad because the story says he's bad? Doesn't have any motivations. Just wants to hurt people. I can completely relate. Just a little taste I got of your Earth. It was chilling, exciting. So, You just got your true self powers? Yeah, like just. I remember what it was like, that he goes and tells her, like, you gotta unleash sometimes. Okay, I don't understand why he's talking to her and, like, helping her and acting nice or whatever. And so he's like helping her, like, you gotta, like, center yourself and how to get her powers. And he's, like, helping her do it. I don't get it. See? There you go. Bring the thunder. What was your name again? Naomi. You killed my parents! And she sucker punches him. And this book has a lot of really good art. I really like it, but this is just, I don't even look like she makes contact here. She's just flaring up. And okay, so he's like 10 feet away from her, 6 feet away from her. Like, it doesn't. So you do know me, a sneaky liar, just like your mother. The minute you powered up, it led me right to you. So if you're upset today, blame them. He smashes her. You and me, hey, it's all your parents' fault. They sent you away from me for a reason. And I don't know what they thought it was, but now we know it was for me to find a way to spread my voice. I'm coming to your Earth, Naomi. It's already mine. Which makes her go, oh, no, I'm going to attack you. I get it. He like backhands her. Look at this. Boom. Into a building. That's pretty cool. This feeling you have today. I know this feeling, the new you. I had this feeling. Your parents had this feeling. This is an amazing day for you. Blah, 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 blah. Talk about nothing. I want to show you something. It seems even your parents didn't know. I was curious about you. Years ago, I used to go looking on other random Earths, places we thought you might be, but that proved to be a bad idea. That's why I'm not as pretty as I used to be. I'm so glad your signal went out. Do you know what this is? So, he went looking for her on other Earths and apparently got his ass kicked by the real DC heroes. Why again do we need this Naomi girl? Like, I don't get this. Actually, don't answer. I won't believe you anyhow. Kid, you think you're fighting me, but you'll figure it out. As long as I'm me, and you're you, and I have this. Girl, Mom? Again, this deep emotional attachment to a woman she's never known. Come here. You have to go now. Mom! Mom! Your mom you just left behind. I get it. White people don't matter, but she's your mom. Sorry for that. That's a bad joke. No! Are you Akira? Huh? Dear Lord, you're her. My name is Naomi. I think you when I was a baby, I think you saved my life. Listen to me, Naomi. If you know if you know that your mother asked you one thing of you, get out of here. What? Get out of here and never come back. Naomi. No, I want to stay. I want to help rebuild. He won't be able to find you again. I'll make sure of it. No, I can't. Never come back. Pushes her through. No. There she is. Oh my God. Never come. And she's falling. Akira. And then we see Ugly McFugly walking towards. Naomi, get back. Kid, this is my Earth. You'll never touch it. Hadouken! It's so stupid. Never! Okay, so this is a 10-foot monstrosity. Probably weighs, 800 pounds of just hulking muscle. He's conquered the Earth where she comes from, beaten all the other god being powers. This girl's never thrown a punch in her life. How do you know that, Ash? Because it says later in the book. We'll get to it. But she can clock this guy. Okay, if you've never thrown a punch in your life, you don't know how to throw a punch. It's not as easy as you think. Especially not easy against someone who knows what the hell they're doing, that didn't just conquer your Earth, but fought countless people on other Earths, apparently. Presumably badass superheroes like alternate versions Supermans and so who knows. But she's Naomi. She's more Mary Sue than Rey from Star Wars. Boom, punches him. right back up to the portal where they both fell through. And then it closes. And that's pretty much it. That's the comic. And they're like sitting there talking about it. Everyone's got to talk about their feelings. That's all this is. Okay, maybe he's coming for me, but just let's make a plan. I have the background, sweetie. I'll train you. And then I'll train you right. Oh, sorry. A lot's happened. A lot. Here's talking about feelings. Oh, I need to go test out my powers. I'm going to go get my phone. God, the little fat girl sidekick. It's so dumb. Dad, I don't think I'm ever sit down again. Let her go, Greg. Hey, lady, look at me. Let her go, Greg. You're the bitch that was just fucking yelling at your husband that she was let go and he had to console you. And now you're flippity flop. Of course. Let's take a breath. Listen, whatever this is, we got you. I'm insanely proud of you, Naomi McDuffie. I love you, Mom. Go. Look at that. Show us what you can do. Oh, God, this is nonsense. There's no heroism. The story continues in the pages of DC Comics and in Naomi 2. Not Naomi issue number 7, mind you. This series, everyone argued, it's not canceled, Ash. It's going on. No, it's canceled. They're starting a new series. We'll come back. Will be another, and it'll be Naomi 2. Because they can't do full comics anymore. They don't like actually canceling books. So they do these things, they're doing seasons. And when you do it that way and the book ends, they can just say, oh, well, the season's over. It's not actually canceled. And they can start it up again with a new number 1, but it's not really a startup again. It's just the new season. It's all the way to both combat a canceled book, the bad reputation of a book being canceled, as a failure, because they are failures, and also a way to scam you on buying new number 1s. It's a load of shit. DC's got their ideas from Marvel. Now they're passing it on to you. They got the man from Marvel who came up with the nothing matters attitude, and now he's bringing it to DC, and this character is just super Mary Sue. There's nothing about her except she's just a perfect, super awesome. She's a woman of color. She's everything that's like anti, the white male patriarchy. Now, this book's not really SJW. It doesn't poke fun at that, but it does appeal. Bendis knows, it's like, look, I don't have to actually make fun of or say bad things about people. I'll just make positive things to the progressives and give them what they want, which is this. But this is nothing. Look at the whole comic, 6 issues of everything. This is the summation of this story. Girl is so into herself that this event happened 17 years ago with Superman. Had this fight, lasted like 17 seconds. She finds out that it happened exactly on the day that she got adopted, which they make no connections to. She thinks all these years later that it, of course, had to do with her. Of course, because she's so self-absorbed. It could be for no other reason other than she's something super special and everyone's hiding it from her. And because this is actually progressive postmodern comics, that's actually true. She actually is that. And she finds out, her parents tell her, and this flip-flop, the reconstruction of Superman origin, she's from another world, she's got these powers, and she's just awesome. She didn't have to do anything to deserve them. She didn't have to do anything to get them. They just bestowed upon her. It was like winning the lottery, essentially. She didn't ever have to learn how to be a good person. She never had any trials as a human being. She was just a good, perfect kid all along. She gets these godlike powers, which I'm assuming is White Lantern because it's the White Lantern symbol. So the book never talks about that either because Bendis doesn't know how to explain shit to his readers. And she's just amazing. Then the super bad guy who killed all the other super beings from her world that made their parents have to flee for her to escape instead of the explosion of Krypton, the threat was this guy. It's basically the Rogol Zar of her world. Parents had to flee. They die. They can't face him. She immediately just goes, oh, you got a portal to this world. I'll leave everything I know behind without even second guessing. I show up. I knew you were the bad guy all along. I sucker punch you once. You fling me into a building. I get rescued by Akira, who sends me back through a portal. Says, never come back. We'll make sure you're safe. And she goes through the portal, but the Mr. Ugly Pants, whatever's Ugly McFugly, comes through the portal, and she one punches him back to oblivion. The end. No struggle. No, there's not one single ounce of struggle in this 6-issue miniseries whatsoever. Now, I don't know if you like reading or if you understand how plot works. The idea of a story is that there's conflict. And the purpose of the story is to have the characters overcome the conflict. Now, the conflict can be something direct, like an enemy that has to be overcome. The conflict can be yourself, like a coming-of-age story, learning how to be yourself. Conflict doesn't actually mean like fighting with people. Conflict is just like a struggle, an obstacle of something. Like I'm thinking of that one story with the animals that get lost, the Incredible Journey, I think is what it's called, where the 3 pets get lost and they have to make their journey to get home. That's a conflict. This book has no conflict. There's nothing. It's just, I'm someone special. Yay, I am. Oh, there's a bad guy. Punch. The end. That's how Bendis does it in Young Justice. That's how they handled a 6-issue story arc in Young Justice. They finally met the big villain guy, Lord Opal, and everyone got to punch him once except for Wally, and it was like, oh, so sad. Not Wally. Sorry, Impulse. Sorry, Wally. Impulse didn't get in, so it was like, oh, well, Impulse, you didn't get your punch in the bad guy. It was so comical. It was farcical. It was a farce. Bendis is a fraud. This is unexcusable for one of your top writers, or someone who he's not the top writer, but he's sitting in a seat as like the top writer. And there's nothing here. This is a joke. In my creative writing classes, I would have got an F on this. I'm stumbling over myself. You get the point. This is the last. I don't think I need to review any more Naomi's. I hope no one buys any more of this. I hope that you got to see these videos and you realize, God, good thing I missed these books. They're such a waste of time, a waste of your money. Don't support bad comics. Support good comics like Hawkman, Detective Comics, Daredevil from Marvel. Trying to think what else. Anything Donny Cates is writing. His Venom series is good. Silver Surfer Black, I really like. How could I forget? Scott Snyder's doing amazing things over with Justice League, along with James Tynion IV, who's doing Justice League Dark, plus assisting on Justice League. Black Label. Geez, if you haven't read Last Night on Earth, Scott Snyder's Last Night on Earth, phenomenal. White Knight is coming out. There's a new Batman and Superman book by Joshua Williamson, who's one of the better writers at DC. Josh Williamson's got a mini-series, Venditti's got a mini-series, Freedom Fighters. It's not as good as Hawkman, but man, it's really good right now. It's halfway through, and it's picking up. There are good books out there. Don't support this crap. Find something good. Some mini-series out there. Birthright, I endorse. Oblivion Song. Ascender just came out by Jeff Lemire. You can catch up on that super quick. It's only got 3 issues out. Good comics with good characterization, good stories. This is garbage. Please, even if you don't want to give up on this, read some of those books so you can understand how much better they are. All right, I've rambled on too long. This is Naomi. It sucks. This is Stan. This is Forky. They don't suck. I've been Ash on Comics. Thank you so much for watching.